it was one evening. This is what really sparked everything. My mother cooked and great cook, but when you a kid and you eat your mother food, you always want something else. So I wanted a cheesesteak we have a corner store that served cheesesteaks. And my mother looked at me and said, boy, you better go downstairs and eat what I cooked.
Come on.
And that moment there sparked something in me and said, I don't want to ask anyone for anything anymore.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I started looking for a job to get a job. And then I wouldn't have to ask if I wanted cheesesteak, because that's where it started.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I am your host, Q Edmonds. Man, I don't know why I just really got excited, kind of almost even emotional. Because I'm excited about what this guy's doing. I'm like really getting emotional. This is crazy. Because I'm excited what this guy's doing. Hell, I'm getting emotional. I think if I had this guy in my life when I was younger, my path would have probably been different, if I'm being honest. And so I'm really excited about what this guy's doing. I'm excited for him to share with you all. And so, so I won't burst out in tears. Let me just say, man, I want to introduce Lenny the boss. Lenny, how you doing today, man?
Thank you, man. I'm doing well, doing well. My Eagles lost last night, so I'm a little hoarse about it, so I apologize. We was at the game, but other than that, I feel amazing. How are you?
Man, I'm doing good, bro. I'm a Ravens fan, Baltimore born and raised. So when that kicker missed the field goal, actually, I wasn't too hurt because I knew he was going to miss it because I was like, this is how our season been going. So, I understand, man. Dealing with the loss, and I understand out there cheering. Hats off to you, was able to go to the game. So I'm sure it was an experience. You would have to say whether it was a good experience or bad with the result. Um, but Lenny, bro, I'm really excited to talk to you. I think what you are doing kind of hits at a core for me in so many different ways. And so what I want to do, I want to dive right in. I want you to tell the people what your main focus is these days.
Yeah.
Lenny, if you want to give us a little origin story of how you got to what you're doing, we love origin stories. So you want to do that, that's fine. And then you probably already tipped the hat of what part of the world you're in, if people could put context clues together. But tell us what part of the world you're into, man. So Lenny, sir, you got the floor, man.
Yeah, awesome. Once again, thank you for having me. Really appreciate it. So I'm in the Philadelphia area. The experience of going to the game was great, but we lost, so the outcome really hurt. But other than that, I had a fantastic time with some family and friends last night. But I have a kids real estate and financial literacy academy, and what I do is I'm going to give you a little bit about my humble beginnings and the lead up to how I opened up the Kids Real Estate Financial Literacy Academy. So I like to start by saying my mother, because I really love that lady. She had 10 children.
Mm.
And guess what? I was the golden one to be the 10th kid. All right.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
And yeah, I'm the 10th kid. And we grew up in North Philadelphia in a 3-bedroom, 1-bath row home. If anyone knows about North Philadelphia, it's not the best of neighborhoods. A lot of killing, a lot of murder, a lot of drug dealing. And growing up, it was pretty tough. And in that 3-bedroom, 1-bath row home, it was 12 of us there because it was obviously my 9 of the siblings. Then I have a nephew that's older than me. He lived there with us as well. And of course, my mom. And as we got a little older, some people moved out, but it seemed like when one person moved out, another person was moving back in. So it seemed like it kept constantly balancing itself out. And I have to say, which I'm so sad to talk about, but is my story, is that I was not the best of kids. And I had a big time attitude problem, always getting in trouble. And I got in trouble so much, now don't laugh at me here, I failed first grade.
Mm.
And I didn't fail because I wasn't smart. I failed because I knew the principal on a first name basis. I was in his office, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. And then I got smart. I said, oh, a D is passing. So if I get D's and C's on my report card, it get my mom off my back and I could still cut up with all of my friends. So I was striving to get D's and C's. So fast forward that story up into 8th grade. The 8th grade me changed my life. In 8th grade, my mother always worked night shift until I got to 8th grade. She started working day shift. So at this time, you have to pick what high school you were going to go to. And there was this local high school 2 blocks from where I grew up that I wanted to go to. But I knew that if I went to that school, all of my friends would be cutting up, and we'll probably be cutting up at my house, skipping school. So I made the best decision of my life, never knew what I was doing at the time, but I decided to go to a school outside of my neighborhood. Not because it was academically better, but because it got me out of my environment into a
Yeah.
different environment. And at that time, guess what? I started paying attention and getting A's and B's on my report card, and I went to a VOTEC school. So I took up carpentry, and that's when I became, more of a hustler, I like to say, where 10th grade, I got a job at a restaurant actually in a really nice one, working 3 nights a week, Wednesday nights, Saturday nights, Sunday brunches. And then in 11th grade, I actually got a carpentry job. And so I was going to school for half the day from whatever time you get there to about 12. And then at 12:30 to about 4 or 4:30, I was working this carpentry job. And then I still had the restaurant job as well. So in high school, I was working 2 jobs. So graduated from high school, the restaurant closed down. I decided to do something different when it came to carpentry. So I got another job and I started college. And I start working full time and going to school full time. Now, at this time, I'm about 19 years old. I'm into girls at this time, and being at my mom's house wasn't the place to be. So I got with 3 of my friends and we all actually purchased a house. Now, at 19, I purchased my first house, and that sounds great, but I'm gonna be brutally honest. It wasn't because we were these 4 smart individuals like, hey, let's go purchase a house. No, what happened is that we were searching for places to rent.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
And the rent and the expenses was too much. And this
Mhm.
realtor said, you guys should buy a house. And
Mm.
that allowed us to do the house hacking thing before house hacking was even a term. So we bought this house. We all was going to school and working, and it allowed us to have bills roughly around 300 to 350 bucks. Right. So for 4 straight years, I went to work full time, went to school at night, Monday through Thursday from 6 p.m. to 10 a.m., 4 straight years. Worked at this company. Then when I graduated, I started getting promotions. So I went from regular employee to team lead to supervisor
Mm.
to assistant director of the biggest department. Then I made it all the way up to the vice president of operations, where I had a staff of over 200 people responsible for well over $1 billion in AR annually. And I worked there for 22 years. Now, while I was there is when I started my entrepreneur journey of investing into real estate. So I
Mm.
set a goal. And that's why I say goals are important, because I set a goal to buy a property every single year when I started. And that's what I did. And I got to year 22. I worked at that company for 22 years, and I got a phone call. They called me in less than 1 minute, less than a minute and a half. They said, sorry, we no longer need your services. And I never forget, I was sitting there, put my head back, and I popped up and said, oh my God, I got to get health insurance now.
Mm. Mhm.
Yeah, I say that because we were in position where we were getting enough rental income to cover my mortgage, me and my wife car payments, the things that we need to do. So I had one foot in entrepreneurship at this time. Let me do two. So I'm like, okay, what I'm going to do. So I have a vision board in my office. I put on this vision board, I said, Lord, should I teach the kids real estate? Right? Because that
Mm.
was just a thought of mine. Put it on the vision board. And all my life, I always was my son, coaching my son's football teams, flag, flag, flag. And then when we got over to tackle, it was like night and day for the kids, because
Mm.
you got to now teach them how to stand, how many people in the field. This is where you stand. You got to be on the line. You got to be off the line. Here's the reasons why. You can't move. You can't do this. Oh, don't forget, when someone hikes the ball, the other person's going to punch you in the mouth. So, and teaching those things, I found myself extremely successful when knowing when to hug the youth, when to push the youth, when to talk aggressive, talk less aggressive, and teaching them the sport. So that gave me some confidence. But what truly happened is one day my son and I had to go somewhere, and we just moved a few people into our units, and I had a bunch of money orders. So I said, son, we have to go to the bank first. So I'm going to the bank. I gave my son the money orders. I said, son, do me a favor, add them up so I can just go to the bank, deposit the money, and we're off doing whatever we need to do. I took a picture of him, and I put this picture on social media, and I said, hey, social, try to get your kids involved in your business any way, shape, or form. Look
Mm.
at my son here adding up some money orders. And I wrote a few other things. Went off to the bank, did whatever we needed to do, got back home maybe 4 or 5 hours later, opened up social. I had about 10 messages from different parents saying I would love for my kid to learn. And that's how I birthed the Kids Real Estate and Financial Literacy Academy.
Man, oh man, I find your story so fascinating. So fascinating. I'm writing things down as you talk. 10th child born. You worked 2 jobs in high school, restaurant, carpentry. Um, it's so many things that sparked in my head. My parents adopted 5 kids at one time, so we had 8 kids. Right, right.
Okay.
We had 8 kids in the house at once. My dad, I'm writing a book on my dad.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
He worked a job when he was in high school, right? So so many different things that you said it sparked. And I'm gonna say was really sparked to me, and I'm looking at what I'm writing because I wrote down smart. You were smart getting C's and D's. That's what I put, right?
Mhm.
Because when I say smart, you put a plan into motion. Like intelligence shows up in different forms, right?
Mm.
Some people is book smart, but for you, you was finding a plan that fits what you wanted to do, your life. And for me, it seemed like you kind of followed that strategy of finding things that fit what you wanted to do. So what of course it's not the lack of intelligence. The C's and D's don't talk about how intelligent you are. I'm looking at the fact that you put a plan in motion and executed on a plan.
Mm.
So I want to ask you, can you give language to the innate abilities that you have watched served you all your life, from the times when you was young to the times you was in high school to even now? Are there innate abilities that you can give language to that you know help you be the successful man that you are today?
Well, one was I have obviously 9 older brothers and sisters. And that gave me the opportunity to see a lot of what's going right and
Hmm.
what's going wrong.
Got yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
so directly and indirectly, I was very mindful of that. Now, in my neighborhood, like I said,
Mhm.
another thing too was, you know, I wasn't trying to go to jail. So so the negative things of selling drugs or
Yeah,
doing those things just really wasn't going to cut it for me.
yeah,
All
yeah,
right. Now what truly happened is honestly is really getting out of that environment. When I
yeah,
got out of that environment, again, the school I went to, like I said, it wasn't academically better. The environment wasn't, but it was different. And it gave me the ability to become who I needed to become
yeah,
and be okay with getting the A,
yeah,
be okay with getting the B, be okay with sitting in the front of the class and raising my hand to answer a question. I
yeah.
wasn't okay in
Mm,
grade school. We
okay.
thought that wasn't cool. And I was all about obviously hanging with my friends, being cool, begging my mother to buy me the latest Air Jordans, or the Barclays. I'm dating myself here, you know,
Yes, sir.
all these sneakers, Bo Jacksons when they first came out.
Yeah,
You know.
Breathes. Come on. Yeah,
So um it allowed me to say, oh, it's all right for me to raise my hand and say, "Yeah, I know that answer, and the answer is 8," and that's when I was like, "Okay, I wanted things at this point in time." So I wanted I what happened, Imma tell you a quick story.
yeah,
Obviously, we're the land of the cheesesteaks in Philly,
yeah.
and it was one evening, this is what really sparked everything. My mother cooked, and great cook, but when you a kid and you eat your mother food, you always want something else. So I wanted a cheesesteak we have a corner store that served cheesesteaks. And my mother looked at me and said, "Boy, you better go downstairs and eat what I cooked."
Come on.
And that moment there sparked something in me and said, I don't want to ask anyone for anything anymore.
Yeah,
And that's the reason why I started looking for a job to get a job. And then I wouldn't have to ask if I wanted cheesesteak, because that's where
Yeah.
it started. And
Yeah.
obviously, as you grow and you mature, that stuck with me. I never really want to be in position of asking. And honestly, that was the reason why I was striving to become much of a leader at the company I used to work for, because
Yeah.
as I moved up the ranks, I was able to ask less
Yeah.
of, to do this or do that. People were coming to me asking me, "Hey, can I get off?" Or, "Look, here's the value that I bring and I would like a raise." I was that decision maker. I was striving to be, because I didn't want to go to, 'cause I reported to the owner at that time.
Hmm.
He gave me full autonomy of the organization once I made it to the vice president of operation status. So with that being said, I felt like at the time, I had my own business, because I'm signing off on compensation packages. We're writing procedures and policies. I'm meeting with clients to make sure that business is where it needs to be. There's some inter detail they need to tell me so we can fix and make sure that everything is great. So
Yeah.
that was the big thing. So I blame the cheesesteak, right, for not being able to get the cheesesteak, to making that say, I do not want to be in a position to have to ask somebody to do something.
Yeah. So man, these are things that I wrote down. You let me know if they hit. So as I hear you talking, I hear highly motivated. I had great observation skills, and I had seasoned opportunities. So when I hear you talk, I see someone that's highly motivated. I see somebody that has a great observation, like you just observe how there's an opportunity in a moment. And then when that opportunity and moment presents itself, I see you as seizing the opportunity. And I think this is why I'm so excited about the academy that you're building, because I know you're going to be highly motivated. I know that you're going to be observing on how to get this where it needs to go, how to really empower these kids, and you're going to seize the opportunity when it comes. So, with that being said, I would love to know, what is the next real goal for you? What are you looking to solve a scale next?
Thanks for asking, man. Again, I wish that there was a me that was in my life when I was in middle school or high school, because as I mentioned, I purchased my first house at 19. I purchased my first house at 19 uneducated.
Mm,
My real estate journey didn't start until I was roughly about 32, 33 years old.
mm.
That means that I missed out on, what's that, 10, 13,
13,
14,
yeah, something
13 to
like that.
14 years.
Yeah,
But what if me came to the school, taught me about real estate? My real estate journey would have started at 19,
yeah,
and it didn't. And that's why I'm here, because a lot of two things. One, the communities that I grew up in, the challenging communities, they just don't have the people who have the experience of knowing how to budget, knowing how to create a business, knowing how to maintain great credit, understanding the difference between needs and wants,
yeah,
understanding a difference between an asset versus liability, understanding the ability of compound interest. These are the things that I never heard any of these terms
yeah,
until I was, again, out of high school. And I just think that that's ridiculous. And then in the other communities where there's high impact, from a financial perspective, remember, everyone is not teachers. And if you have kids, your kids, for whatever reason, do not want to learn from their parents. Their parents can tell them something. They can go out and hear the same thing from somebody else and come back to you and say, Dad, Mom, guess what I heard? And you're looking at them like, I just told you this last week. And that's where I come in, where with them too, they still have to learn how to budget. They still have to learn credit. They still have to learn needs versus wants. They still have to learn you have to put money up for a rainy day because things happen. I give you a good example. So, me and my wife, we own a couple businesses, and one of her businesses right now, we have a client that owes us over $20,000.
Where they at? What's the name and number? We going to ride. No, I'm sorry.
You
That's my
know,
boss coming up.
they haven't cleared their invoices for 5 to 6 months, but we still have to pay our employees that's down there. We still have to buy material. We still have to buy supplies. And my wife just had the tough conversation with the client, and the client, said they put a plan together to make sure that the invoices get clear. But who taught us this? No one. No one taught us about a P&L. Like, I didn't even know what that was. What the P&L? What everybody keep talking this P&L stuff, you know? And no one told us about investing early. I teach the youth right now this exercise. We do this workshop exercise where it's really fun. 2 kids, I'll give you the short version, where this one kid invests for 10 years only, from the age 15 to the age 25. Invests $100 a month for 10 years. That's it. And then this other kid decided to start investing at the age of 25. But they went on all the way to 40, I'm all the way to 65. So every year, how many years is that? That's,
Yeah.
40 years,
Years. Yeah.
if my math correct.
Yep.
And the person who invested for 10 years with compound interest, right, and history repeating itself, right? That person for 45 years would never catch up.
Mm.
And I show that. And it's a mind, like how simple that is. No one never told us. Now I'm like, okay, well, rather than me sitting there buying these Jordans, because that's what I was into at 18, right? I would buy one of them once a month. They was $100. I could have been taking that $100 and investing into my future and still getting that cheesesteak.
Yeah. Woo! Still getting the cheesesteak. Man. Oh man. Lenny, brother, this was so good for me, man. If someone wanted to reach out to you, connect with you, learn more about what you're doing, how can they reach out to you, sir?
Yeah, man. You know what? They can follow me online, Lenny the Boss. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, and that's Lenny LENNY the Boss BOSS, or they could just shoot me an email.
Yeah.
You can shoot me an email that is at Leonard LEONARD at kidsrealestateacademy.com. Again, Leonard at kidsrealestateacademy.com.
Man, I want to thank you so much, man. This is truly really good for me. You survived Philly. I had to survive Baltimore. And so, and I survived the 90s. And so I'm assuming maybe you were around the same, maybe around the 90s itself.
Yep.
Yep.
80s and
So
90s. Yeah.
yeah, 80s and 90s. And so we already know, just the fact that we're here talking to each other today about real estate, finance, man, listen, let's pat out each other on the back because, man, listen, you know what I'm saying? So
Take it.
I gotta say thank you, man. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your story. Definitely thank you for your perspective, your mindset, the way you think, and bringing that mindset to this platform. It was truly a pleasure for me, and I thank you for being here today, man.
Awesome. Thank you for having me. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. So listen, you can't tell me you didn't get the value out of that. Especially someone that's listening, this planted a seed in your heart, and that you're going to look Lenny up. You're going to look up the Kids Real Estate Academy. So definitely do that. Definitely empower your kids. Definitely make sure you're subscribed here. That way you can continue to just connect with these amazing people that I tell you we're going to continue to bring up, just like Lenny the Boss. And so, sir, I thank you so much. And everyone else, we'll see you on the next time.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.